Good morning and a warm welcome to Superscreen News at 10, broadcasting to you from Lagos. I am Olamide Onga. Many thanks for joining us. The presidency has faulted recent reports by Amnesty International, which allege human rights violations by Nigerian security agencies, saying it lacks credibility and falls short of evidential narration. Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, who disclosed this to journalists, said the report does not contain factual leads that could have laid foundation for investigative actions. He noted that findings were attributed to people, but a proper description of such people constituting the source of information was not provided. The 2017 and 18 reports of the Amnesty International on Nigeria alleged that the Nigerian military arbitrarily arrested and held thousands of young men, women and children in detention centers in the country, while allegedly accusing the Nigerian army of various atrocities at internally displaced persons camp in the northeast region of the country. The report also acknowledged that the army released 593 detainees in April and 760 in October 2017. Deputy Governor of Bauchi State, Nuhu Gidado, has resigned. Gidado tendered his resignation in a letter dated May 16, 2018 to the State Governor, Mohammed Abubakar. Gidado in the letter said he had lost interest in the job. He thanked the Governor, Mohammed Abubakar, and people of Bauchi State for giving him the opportunity to serve the state and the country, Nigeria, at large. The Delta State chapter of the All Progressives Congress APC has been commended for conducting a peaceful Congress. At the Congress, the position of the Deputy Chairman to the four former official members were unanimously elected, while the position of the Chairman was contested. Details in this report.
Speaking to journalists after the exercise, party chieftains Olorogun Emeaho Ortega and Victor Oche commended the delegates drawn from the 25 local government area of the state for their maturity and orderly conduct during the exercise, noting that the inclusive nature of the party is what sets it apart from others.
All our leaders are well represented here. We have about 6 governorship candidates who are participating. Everybody is united here and it's going smoothly because we had earlier developed what we call a consensus unity list, which we had used at the local government level, at the ward level, and the delegates from that same effort are here today. 25 local governments are well represented and they are here. Voting took place local government by local because we had, in spite of the consensus, there was still a candidate that wanted to contest. And we must allow competition.
Everybody is here to witness what the real state congress is, where a proper voting is done and counting is, so they're sorting and counting at the same time. Now, it's been peaceful. Everybody's conducted themselves in a very proper manner, and we are happy that finally we've come to put this to rest.
Reacting on the parallel congress conducted last Saturday by some factional members of the party, Olorogun called on the factional members to obey the stand of the National Working Committee of the party.
It is surprising that people will defy the National Working Committee, who had postponed the election from last Saturday to Monday 21st, and still go ahead and conduct what they say is a Congress. And the Congress was conducted without the people, the Congress Committee that was sent from Abuja. You can see that the Congress Committee is complete here, of 5 people.
I'm not aware of any Congress that held on Saturday. I understand there was a meeting, because if you have a Congress, you will have delegates. You will accredit the delegates. You are all witnesses to what is happening here. The delegates were accredited and we are having a free and fair election. And the one on Saturday, I understand, was a meeting and it lasted for 11 minutes. So I wouldn't call that a Congress. We misled. And I have told Olorogun Ortega At the end of this exercise, he will bring us together as a leader.
The Congress, which produced Ugodo Cereal as the state chairman of the party, was monitored by the members of the 5-man working committee from the APC National Secretariat, Abuja, and the members of the Independent Electoral Commission, who were on ground to observe the exercise.
I want to thank representatives of INEC for monitoring this process, and I want to thank everybody for peaceful exercise today. I thank Fred Obey, Barrister Fred Obey, for coming out boldly to contest this election. And I thank him for accepting the result of this Congress election.
With the successful conclusion of the State Congress, attention will now be shifted to this contest of who pilots the affair of the party at the national level.
A gully erosion has rendered residents of Igosa housing estate in Ovia Northeast local government area of Edo State homeless. The life-threatening 3-kilometer wide erosion which wreaked havoc in the community has been attributed to an alleged negligence on the part of the state government and all the relevant authorities to put a palliative measure in place. The gully erosion in the state few months has continued to render both occupants of the community homeless, with plea for palliative falling on deaf ears. Residents of the community, however, pleaded government's attention in arresting the situation, especially as the rain sets in.
Look at our police station here. The moat have started, half of the station now is inside the moat.
And because of this moat, we are not able to go to school. And that's why we are here to monitoring this our house here. This moat has lost many houses is inside there. So we are begging the government to come and help us.
We are still appealing that they should come and help us to do a palliative measure so that more houses will not be falling. So that we will not be inside this gully erosion before they come to rescue. We don't want more houses to fall.
Our police station here is gone. The place is now left uncovered. Is this how we are going to leave it to continue? We are not questioning them. We are begging them that they should see us, the people of Igosa, as part of Edo State. We shouldn't be abandoned. If this thing passes this point, it's going to hit the express road. And it will be a shame of the entire state and the entire nation.
Residents of Igosa local government speaking there. The Catholic Mission in the Federal Capital Territory Abuja has protested against incessant killings and attacks on churches in the country. The protest coincided with the burial of the 2 priests and 17 worshippers who were killed by suspected herdsmen at a Catholic church in Benue State on April 24th. Communication Director, Abuja Catholic Archdiocese, Reverend Patrick Alumuku, said the protest is in solidarity with those killed in Benue State. Meanwhile, the same protest was staged in Edo State against the incessant killings of Christians and Catholics in the country. The Catholic protesters who condemned the attacks on Christians called on the federal government to arrest the situation with immediate effect.
As a very peaceful protest stroke rally, first of all, trying to work alongside with the priests and the Catholic faithful that were killed in the church in Benue State. Today is their funeral. Many bishops are there with them for that ceremony. All over the country, in solidarity, we are protesting against that inhuman feeling and killing that took place right there in Benue. Besides that, we are using the opportunity to say that life is sacred, that nobody has right to take life.
At least 31 persons have been abducted by bandits in separate operation at Kwandan, Duse and Labi villages in the Beningwari local government area of Kaduna State. The bandits wielding assault rifles and military fatigue were said to have kidnapped the 31 persons between Tuesday and Wednesday. The local chairman of the National Union of Road Transport Workers in Beningwari, Danladi Daniya, also known as Iron, confirmed that 10 persons, mostly commuters, traveling from the south to Kano, were abducted in the process. 21 passengers were also abducted in Labi village along the same road on Wednesday. Danladi, who told journalists that the abductors stripped their victims, mostly women, naked before forcing them into the bush, also said the union has mobilized vigilante groups in search of those kidnapped. He called on the federal government to come to the rescue of the kidnapped and reunite them with their families. The Incorporated Trustees of Kingdom Human Rights Foundation International has made true its threat to commence contempt suit against the officials of the Joint Health Sector Union, JOESU, for allegedly disobeying an order of the court directing them to suspend their ongoing strike. The president of the National Industrial Court, Justice Babatunde Adejumo, heading the Abuja division of the court, granted KFHR's export application by ordering the principal officers and representatives of JOESU to suspend the strike within 24 hours. KFHRI, through its lawyers, Okirin Namdi, had on May 18th threatened to commence a contempt suit against the union's officials if the disobedience to the said court order is continued. In making real its threat, the group had applied to the National Industrial Court in Abuja for the issuance of Forms 86 and 87, the two notices for commencement of contempt proceedings against alleged violators of a court order. You're watching Superscreen News at 10. We'll take a break now. When we return, we'll take some business stories. Stay with us.
Before they come, they're supposed to, give us some information, notice. At least maybe a week or so. There was nothing like that.
Hunger is everywhere in Nigeria. People are dying every day, but Nigerian government are keeping quiet. Housemen are killing people. Why?
It's not what we expected because of these old men that are leading us, and you people know, you are aware that these people are not the right people to lead us. These kind of people that are leading us here are people of black mind. They just care about themselves and their family.
You are affecting my village. Let me use if I call it useless, I'm not a mistake. The other place where they build a shop, call it plaza. Say each shop got 4 million naira. So I don't have the money, so I have to leave. If you plan to get a tribal mark, it takes a lot of pain, but after some time, you enjoy it. No, we experience hold up now during the construction time. Then after some time, we start enjoying it.
The way they are doing the construction is too slow. It's too slow. The construction is too slow. They should stop the construction and make sure people go into their businesses and do their businesses.
Welcome back to Superscreen News at 10, and now for some business stories. The Federal Executive Council, presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari on Wednesday, has approved the sum of 5.1 billion naira for the rehabilitation of Ila-Orangun Okeila, Ilaliaka Road linking Osun State to Ekiti State. The Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, disclosed this to journalists after the Council's meeting held at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. He said the rehabilitation of the 34 kilometers road project, which was started by Osun State government, was abandoned after 3 kilometers work on the project, and that it will be reopened once again. The Federation Accounts Allocation Committee, FAC, has distributed the sum of 701.22 billion to the 3 tiers of government for the month of April. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Finance, Mahmoud Issa Duse, disclosed this to journalists after the monthly FAC meeting on Wednesday in Abuja. He attributed the increase to the improvement in the price of crude globally. You will recall that the global oil prices is close to $80 per barrel following the dispute between the U.S. and Iraq and the trade war between China and the United States. The gross statutory revenue distributed was higher than the 480.559 billion naira received in the month of March by 132.458 billion naira. A breakdown of the figures shows the federal government got 276.535 billion. The states went home with 140.262 billion, while the local governments took 108.136 billion naira. The Monetary Policy Committee, MPC, of the Central Bank of Nigeria has retained interest rate at 14%, while cash reserves, its ratio and liquidity ratio remained at 30%, 22.5% respectively. Announcing the committee's decision, CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele said the committee considered a lot. At the moment, expectations were more clarity on the evolution of key indicators such as the passing of the budget and implementation, the farmers' headsmen clashes, economic activity and transaction in fiscal policy in 2018. He also said the CBN will work with the banks to encourage deposit money banks to adopt innovative ways to accelerate credit growth, including a reduction in the policy rate when conditions for such a decision arises.
The committee was convinced that the economy needed a new impetus of increased lending by the banking system and would work with the banks to encourage deposit money banks to adopt innovative ways to accelerate credit growth, including by a reduction in the policy rate when conditions for such a decision arise. The MPC noted that at single-digit inflation and high reserve levels, the risks associated with a policy rate reduction under conditions of wavering foreign capital inflows and an unstable oil market, including other severe uncertainties, could be better managed to deliver macroeconomic stability in Nigeria. In consideration of the foregoing, therefore, the committee decided by a vote of 8 members to retain the monetary policy rate at 14% alongside all other policy parameters.
Emefiele said the regulatory framework will be released next week, adding that the deal will be of great benefit to Nigeria, which will make the country the trade hub in West Africa. Still in business, the House of Representatives has asked the federal government to recapitalize the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria to the tune of 500 billion naira. The House said this is necessary to make the bank more vibrant and responsive to its function for effective housing delivery in the country. The recommendation to recapitalize the bank was contained in a report of the House Committee on Housing, which lawmakers considered and approved on Tuesday. The committee, which is chaired by a member of the All Progressives Congress from Katsina State, Ahmed Baba Keita, had investigated the non-compliance with the National Housing Fund Act and the inability of the government to deliver housing to the citizenry. The committee had observed that a major shortcoming was the failure of contributors to the fund, including the Central Bank of Nigeria, commercial banks and insurance firms, to perform their duties. We'll take another break now. When we return, we'll take some foreign stories plus some sports stories. Stay with us.